What is up, everyone? This is the Ramage Show, and it is Wednesday, and we are doing the Pick'Em Show, picking all the games from the NFL, doing my for my Pick'Em League. You know, if you're not in the Pick'Em League, come check it out. If you need the link, let me know. But there's still time to get in this thing. You know what I mean? I want to say what's up to the people jumping in the chat already. I appreciate you. Karen Thompson, yo, Matt, go, Pat, go. I appreciate you, Karen, always stopping in. You know what I mean? Woohoo, Matt Ramage, let's go. What's up, Jonathan? And what up from Rush Mayhem? Okay, you know what I mean? That's a tough one right there, but I appreciate you. We're going to pick all the games from the NFL this season, like I said, for my Pick'Em League, you know what I mean? But first, I want to give a big shout out to the sponsors of the show, you know what I mean? Quick Trip, you know what I mean? You're heading to Green Bay this season, be sure to check out Quick Trip. They have the Glazers, they have the brats, they got everything that you need if you're tailgating and whatnot. They have everything, baby, and they got clean bathrooms, you know what I mean? And a big shout out to Nick Lay Law. If you get injured and the insurance companies are being flaky with you, you know what I mean? You're missing work. Nick Lay Law is going to make sure that you get what you deserve, you know what I mean? So shout out to Nick Lay Law, shout out to Quick Trip. Being absolutely fantastic sponsors. Couldn't be happier. The most Wisconsin sponsors that a guy could want, you know what I mean? But let's pick some games today, people. And hammer the chat. Let me know what you want to talk about. Like, obviously, we're going to pick some games, but if you want to talk Packers a little bit, we can mix it up and whatnot. So let's get after it, you know what I mean? The first picks of today, make sure I'm on the right screen here. We have the Bills and the Dolphins, right? We got first of all, I don't know a ton about the Bills. Are the Dolphins rather, but the Bills are very good at football. The Bills are a very good football team, so I think the Bills are gonna beat the crap out of the Dolphins. I feel like the Bills are playing angry a little bit. I haven't watched any like full games, but I watched. I went through YouTube TV and kind of watched like some recap of the games. I feel like every year I'm saying about the Bills is that they're like on the cusp. That's a tough word to say. On the cusp of a championship. I feel like they have the right team. They have the right quarterback. I think the Packers will win the Super Bowl this year, obviously. But I think the Bills, they might take the AFC. You know, the Chiefs starting off 0-2. Maybe, someone's got to take that spot. I'm not saying the Chiefs are out of it. It's 2 games. But I'm saying is like the Bills are in a good situation. They're 2-0 right now. And I think the Bills take that game. You know what I mean? So let's keep it moving over here. We got, what's the next game on the agenda? First of all, shout out to the producer with these graphics. Check out these graphics. We have the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. I got to maybe change some windows here because I'm losing them. All right, so we got the Falcons over here. We got the Panthers. Panthers 0-2, not having a great start, but that's kind of what you expect from the Carolina Panthers. I'm not sure there's a game this season that I would pick the Panthers to win. You know what I mean? Not at this point. So it's the Falcons. They're 1-1, and I don't think the Falcons are, a crazy team that's going to do like all these fantastic things this year, but I think they're going to beat the Falcons or the Panthers. I don't think the Panthers are a good team. You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything. Jonathan Taylor says in the chat, clean bathroom, that's important. Dude, it really is, dude. Dude, if you go to a gas station, you roll up in like a BP or something at like midnight and you got to do some business, it's rough on you. So head over to Quick Trip, you know what I mean? But let's get to the next one over here. Let's keep it moving. We have it's the Packers and the Browns, baby. All right, so let's get after it. We're talking Packers. We're talking Browns. Hammer the chat. What do you think it's going to be? What do you think the score is going to be? We'll spend more time on this game than the others. But Packers, Browns, here's my thought. The Packers should dominate them in every way. The Packers should beat them down. The Packers, it should not be close. It should be like 45-10. What the Packers did, playing Detroit, playing the Commanders. Now you're playing a lesser team. Don't go easy on them. Don't get soft. Don't play down to their level. Go in there and stomp them out. Foot on the throat. You know what I mean? Foot on the throat. And my wife chimed in. The graphics are so good. You know what I mean? And they really are. People who listen on the podcast, graphics are outstanding. But let me know, what do you think your score prediction is going to be? I'm actually going to say, I haven't really thought deep about my score predictions, but I'm going to say, 34-13. Like 34-13. I think the Packers blow them up a little bit. I think that do probably go a little bit soft in the second half, because that's kind of LaFleur's thing. But I think that they're going to start fast. I think the Packers are going to dominate. I think this team is jacked. And shout out to the Green Bay Grinch over here in the comments section. We got Jason. He says 34-10. I just expect the defense to go off. And Matthew Golden, with Jaden Reed missing some time. Everyone's talking about who's going to pop up. I think Matthew Golden, let's get him a game. Let's get him a touchdown. Let's get these receivers working and get the run game going early. The run game has kind of been sluggish, especially that first week. And in the first half, they kept with it. They're not going to give up on the run game. Josh Jacobs is the absolute beast. They have so many options. I feel like at offense, they have Tucker Kraft. They have the tight ends. Jaden Reed, losing him is huge. But it just feels like this offense. It's not going to skip a beat, dude. I feel like this offense is going to keep moving. They get they get their guy. Golden gets his first touchdown. That's the thing everyone's talking about. When does Golden get his first touchdown? But what up, James? I appreciate you popping in over here. Annette says, I think it's 34-21. Maybe. I don't think that the Browns score that many points, but I appreciate that, because it could be if the Packers are way up in the first half, I could see them kind of scraping by. But I don't know. I just expect, and I really want the defense to show out and just total domination. What is up, Jesse? He says Packers win 23-16. They came out the gate really strong this week. Might be a little dull, but I'm not worried. Just might not be a great performance. And the thing is when you play, they played Sunday, then they played Thursday. They got some time off or whatever, but I feel those were probably high energy games. Sometimes that takes a lot out of teams. So maybe they do have I wouldn't say a setback, but not as banging of a performance to kind of keep it moving I think they're going to do. But so I can see that, but I definitely don't see a situation where the Packers lose this game. Stacey says Pack 42, Browns 13. I like that, Stacey. Yeah, that's basically what I said. I think I said 34, but 42. I was actually thinking that first. You know what I mean? And Karen says 42-14. Kevin says they might need a mercy rule for Sunday's game, dude. The Packers should be fired up. There's a lot of talk around the Packers, lately. Everyone's, ESPN and all the people are talking about Packers going to the Super Bowl. This is the best team in the league. And every year, one team, starts off strong and they get hyped up. The Lions have been those teams, and they haven't won anything. So, it's not, they got a lot of football to play. They got to keep it moving. You can't, I'm excited, 2-0. We're jacked up, but we have to keep it moving. The Browns O-line is better at protecting the replacement quarterback than Burrows, so I think the game will be close. The True North Packers fan says 28-10 says Charles. Rick is in the building. What's up, bro? Cheer 37-13 Pack. That's I think basically what I said. Annette says it might be a good game because it's the Browns alumni weekend. I don't think the Browns are going to lay down by any means. I'm not saying that at all. But I just think the Packers team, they're fired up. They're the great start. They all know that they got to keep it moving. What's up, Jesse? I like everyone else's predictions more than mine. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I get to all these comments before we move on. Xavier said it best. You can't pretend you won the Super Bowl after 2-0. Let's keep grinding. Dude, I was working on a graphic for this right before I started this stream, and It's perfect. And I know a lot of people think that like I was saying that like the Packers are going to the Super Bowl, but I'm always saying that I'm jacked up. You know what I mean? But I don't think that this Packers team is yelling they're going to the Super Bowl in that locker room. Everyone on TV you might be talking about everyone's jacked up, but they're gonna keep it moving like in that locker room. They're not gonna. They're not gonna. They don't have egos. They're not celebrating anything. You know what I mean? They're doing what they expected to do. Like in that locker room, I guarantee they expected that. Even before Parsons got there. With Parsons there, I think it lifted up to a whole new level. Not even just on the field. I feel like Parsons like in that locker room is just so valuable. Beyond that, that's the way when he first got here, everyone was saying like it doesn't matter. Parsons isn't. You don't win a Super Bowl with one player, and he's not that good, and he's a locker room cancer. And then he gets there, they win a couple games, and now it's all everyone forgot they said that. Now they're talking about the Packers are the best team in the league, whatever. And I don't really care for that. I like to say the Packers are the best team in the league. I like to say that they're going to do these big things. I don't want them saying that on ESPN and everywhere because I feel like that's putting some kind of hex on us. You know what I mean? I'm a fan. I'm supposed to say it, but like you're not. I don't really care for that too much because I feel like it puts something. You know what I mean? We're going to move on to the next game, but hi Matt. Have a great evening. What's up, Rob? And I appreciate you being here. And Rick said Matt chugs beer for every Packers touchdown. You know what I mean? First of all, I'm gonna take a drink real quick. And then we're gonna keep her moving, but I am a little thirsty, Rick. Alrighty. The next game, who do we got? We got the Jaguars. We have the Texans. All right. In this game, I think I watched the Texans play. First of all, Texans not real impressive. Everyone talks about C.D. Stroud is better than Jordan Love, but like where, when? Well, how did that happen? Because I watched the Texans game. We live streamed it, and I was not particularly. I'm not hating on Stroud because like he's a young player or whatever. But they're not that good. They're anyone talking about C.D. Stroud is better than Jordan Love. Like I don't know. I'm not sure I can respect your sports opinion, but I'm taking the Jaguars in this game, and I don't know a ton about the Jaguars either. Let me take a look over here, like what they're talking about. I don't think they're saying much over here over 2 weeks, but usually you can get some analysts on this thing. But it's only been 2 weeks, so they don't have a lot over there. But yeah, I'm taking the Jaguars in that game. The Texans, I don't think are good. I don't think that they're a good football team. Watching them, and that's my expert analyst. So let's keep her moving over here. All right, I think I lost my spot over here. All right, so next we have the Vikings. And we have the Bengals. Okay, so the Bengals are 2-0, Vikings 1-1, but the Bengals lost their quarterback. Joe Burrow is out, and they just signed what's his face? The Packers backup quarterback. I don't know how that name slipped my mind. My memory doesn't work like that. But yeah, so everyone was talking about the Bengals they wanted to trade for Malik Willis, and dude, absolutely not. And I heard that they offered him like a late round pick. I don't know what was true and what wasn't, if it was just phone calls or whatnot, or if it was actually an offer on the table. But absolutely not. Do not trade Malik Willis. Do not trade Malik Willis, which they're not going to. I wouldn't trade Malik Willis for less than a second round pick, honestly. I wouldn't trade him for a third. It would have to be a second round pick. Like we seen last season what it means to have a good backup quarterback, a backup quarterback you can depend on if Jordan Love has to be out a game or two. I mean, last year they kind of got lucky in a way because there was two not so good teams. They had a really good game plan. They ran the ball a lot. They didn't ask Malik Willis to put the game on his shoulders. He did what he was supposed to do. He did his job. So much so that a lot of Packer fans at the time were like, he should be the starter. We should keep him. You know what I mean? That was funny. But Malik Willis he's important. If hopefully not. Hopefully he's not needed this year. But if Jordan Love needs to take a game off, you want to have a guy that you can trust. You kind of know the game plan, what it should be. But shout out to the Bengals, you know what I mean? I think that they're going to win this game. I picked the Bengals, even though I want to bring this up here. The Bengals are the 66% of people on CBS Sports picked the Vikings to win. 34% picked the Bengals. And I am part of that 34%. I think the Bengals are going to win this game. First of all, I don't like the Vikings, and I don't think they're particularly that good. And I think that the Bengals, they lost their quarterback. I think that this is the first game back. I feel like they're going to be fired up. I don't know who's going to play quarterback for them, but I think they'll win. And let's see what Taylor's saying. Love watching you, Matt. Was in Green Bay for week 1 and 2 from Montana. Hell of a trip. Go Pack Go. I hope you had a good time, Taylor. You know what I mean? Dude, I like hearing from people that like went to Lambeau Field for the first time and like seeing pictures and people are like, oh, my first time at Lambeau Field. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, getting back to the pick'ems, I think the Vikings lose that ball game. They're going to go to 1-2. And next we have the Steelers and we have the Patriots. The Steelers are 1-1. Patriots are 1-1. 70% of the world on CBS land thinks the Steelers are going to win. 30% say the Patriots. And I picked the Steelers in this game. I haven't watched the Steelers game because I meant to go back and watch that one game. Everyone was like, Aaron Rodgers, you know, I think he had 4 touchdowns. I meant to go back and watch it, but I didn't. But I feel like I have like faith in Aaron Rodgers. I do. I think that they're going to have a decent year. AFC is tough though, and that schedule is tough, and like going to a new team. Aaron Rodgers is getting a little bit older, but I still think that Aaron Rodgers, like back against the wall, he's gonna figure some stuff out. I would never bet against Aaron Rodgers. And the Steelers, I feel like are a good coach team. You know, Tomlin, I think is a great coach. So I'm saying the Steelers in that game. Let's see what Kevin has to say about this. Rodgers bounce back game, absolutely. And Tim says Wentz is starting for Minnesota. Go Bengals. Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I forgot to bring that up. I forgot it happened. But, they got a new quarterback in Minnesota, too, so they got Wentz starting. So, I think the Bengals definitely win that game. I forgot all about that. You know what I mean? What kind of Packers podcaster am I? But, yeah, so we're going to have 2 different quarterbacks in that game. A lot of people talking about the Vikings, you know, going back to that, is that they're saying that they're protecting the young quarterback. He's not really hurt, and they're like benching him. It's like a soft bench. I don't know if I buy that, but maybe a little bit. But here we go. Let's keep it moving over here, though. You know what I mean? All right, so next we got a good game. We got an important game. We have the Rams, who are 2-0, taking on the Eagles, who are 2-0. And this is in Philly. 89% of the world in CBS land thinks the Eagles are going to win this game. And I agree with them, but I don't think, dude. I think it's a big test for the Rams, though. The Rams, you're 2-0, right? You want to show the world, you want to show the NFL land that you are for real. So this would be a huge win. This is a huge way to show everyone that you have arrived, taking on the Super Bowl champs and a team that everyone is talking about, that whole tush push situation. I won't get into that, but like Eagles are kicking the land. Because I even picked, I was talking about it. I made a list of my power rankings, and I had the Packers at 1, Eagles at 2. People are like, well, you can't put the Packers at 1 because the Eagles are Super Bowl chance. First of all, I don't believe in that at all, because this is a new season. And I do think the Packers are the best team in the league right now, even though I don't think that matters. You're in week 2. Doesn't matter who's the best team in the league. All that matters is you win the next game, so you keep it moving. But I do think, if we're talking power rankings, which do not matter, this isn't college, but if I'm making it, I put the Packers above the Eagles, and they say, well, you can't because they won a Super Bowl. So does that mean that the Eagles have to be number 1 in the power rankings for the whole season? Like that doesn't make sense to me. I think the Packers are a better team. I think the Eagles are a very good football team. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out later in the season. But I'm taking the Eagles to win this game. But if the Rams want to show everyone that they're about that and they're going to be a problem this season, then go out and win this game. Go out and win this game, Rams. And they got Devontae over there. So shout out to Devontae Adams. So we got Kevin over here. He said the Stafford to Adams connection already had some hot plays. I saw some highlights. Oh yeah, Rick. He said Sean Clifford. You could remember for the Bengals, Matt, former Packer quarterback. Yeah, it's Sean Clifford. The Bengals signed. I'm not sure if they signed him, but they signed him to the practice squad. I think he was on the Packers practice squad, so I think they signed him straight up. I don't know who's going to play quarterback over there, if he's going to be the backup, what's going on over there. But we're going to keep her moving over here. All right, so we got the Eagles winning that one. All right, so now we go on to a real barn burner. Buccaneers 2-0 at home versus the Jets 0-2. 98% of the people in the world say the Bucs are winning that game, and 2% got the Jets. I don't know. I think that must be like the population of New York, who like, I don't even think the whole population of New York, but like who use CBS Sports, because I'm not sure anyone watching that Buccaneers game think the Jets are beating them. The Bucs played terrific. Baker Mayfield was doing his thing. Baker Mayfield, I feel like he is just like hungry. Like watching him play is just like watching Like he's just so motivated. Like he runs up his runs up the middle. Like he escapes and he just seems like he'll take the hits. Baker Mayfield is a dog, and I think this Bucs team is going to be a problem. I don't think a real severe problem, but I think that they're going to be contenders like in the playoff mix and all that. The Jets are not. The Jets don't matter. They're not a real football team. So I think the Bucs are probably going to beat them like a large amount. I could see this be like a 40-3 game. Like for real. I think the Bucs are going to come out they're going to come out swinging, you know what I mean? What's up, Paul? He said this game could be fun, but no starting quarterback and no Jones. Got to go Bengals 24-10. Yeah, he's talking about that Vikings game. I appreciate the comment. I'm way behind in the comments. That's the problem. But you know what I mean? I appreciate everyone who's chiming in on the comments over here. We're going to keep it moving. But yeah, I think the Bucs win big. I think that that's going to be like I think that they're 2-0. Everyone's talking about the Packers. Everyone's talking about the Eagles. No one's talking about these other teams in the NFC who feel like they are contenders. And I assume the Bucs are that team. So we'll see what they do. I expect them to win big, though. You know what I mean? Now we're going to keep it moving over here. We have ourselves probably this to me is the most irrelevant game of all time. Whenever I talk about irrelevant games, and I've been doing this Pick'Em show for a few years now, off and on, and I always make the joke like I don't know nothing about these teams, and I always talk about the Colts and the Titans when I say that. The Colts are 2-0. They're going to Tennessee. Titans are 0-2. Couldn't care less about this game. I ain't gonna lie to you. 95% of the world says the Colts are going to win this game. I haven't watched a Colts or Titans game in a long time. Maybe I will this year because I'm doing the live streams, all the Monday night, Thursday night games. But maybe I will. But I'm taking the Colts in this game. But I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't care at all. So we're gonna keep it moving over here because those teams don't matter to me. We got Washington at home. Preston Smith just signed with the Washington Commanders. All right, just signed with the Washington Commanders. They're taking on the Raiders, who are 1-1. They're both 1-1. 85% of the CBS land thinks that Washington's going to win this football game, and I agree. Washington should win this game. The Raiders got Tom Brady over there, and I think a little weird stuff going on with him being a broadcaster and being in meetings and then being in the coach's booth. Everyone's talking about that. That's for another show, you know what I mean? But I think Washington wins this game. Washington's a good football team, right? And they lost to the Packers because the Packers are obviously a better football team. But I think that Washington is going to come out here swinging, and they're going to try to they're going to dominate. Yeah, I'm trying to see something. What's going on here? Anyways, but I think that Jane Daniels and that whole team, they're going to want to prove it. They're going to want to prove that a lot of people disrespected them. They, didn't get a pass rush, apparently. They went and got Preston Smith. Shout out to Preston Smith, going back to where he started because he was drafted by Washington. So I think Washington wins this game. I don't know. Until the Raiders show me that they're anything, I'm never going to pick them to win a game. They got Tom Brady over there. It's weird because Tom Brady, a champion, one of the most decorated player in NFL history. And then he gets ownership, but he picks the Raiders. You know what I mean? Like he really, it's kind of like Tom Brady going and buying a stake in the Raiders. It's kind of like when you play Madden and you've been playing for, you're late in the season. You played so many franchises. You've done all the things. You beat your friends. You've been playing this thing for months on end. You're getting bored. What do? You pick a really bad team. You pick a trash team, and you try to make them good. I feel like that's what Tom Brady is doing. He's bored. He's like, let me get ownership of the Raiders, see if I can't make this trash team good. You know what I mean? So Tom Brady, you know what I mean? You got a big task ahead of you. You know what I mean? Best of luck to you. All right, let's keep it moving. We have ourselves the Broncos. They're heading over to where are they? No, I think that the Los Angeles Chargers now. Yeah, you know what I mean. I always want to say San Diego. They're not there no more. But they're 2-0. The Chargers are 2-0. They're 89% of the people picked the Chargers to beat the Broncos, and I agree. I think I agree with all the percentages. And there's a reason because I'm smart. They're smart. So I think the Chargers are going to win this game big. But I want to get to some chat over here. Might be some games we talked about already, but Jaden Daniels might not play, I heard. Is that true? Oh, yeah, he did get injured in that game. The Packers hurt him. I don't know the severity. It didn't seem to me like it was crazy severe, but I don't know. I expect him to play. But what's up, Philly Boy? He says, I am here. You may now begin. Should we start over? For Philly Boy? Jesse says Washington is really good. Green Bay made them look bad. They ran into a buzzsaw. That's not going to happen to them very often. Yeah, absolutely not. I think that the Washington Commanders are a good football team. I expect them to win some games. I expect them to be in a playoff situation. I expect maybe the Packers play them again in the playoffs. You know what I mean? That's why it's so good that Packers won that game and the Lions, because come playoff seeding, they got those wins. You know what I mean? Obviously, to play the Lions again. But yeah, we got the Chargers winning this game. I think that they win it probably pretty convincingly. Plus, I don't like the Broncos, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. Since Super Bowl 32, I didn't like them. It started to fade away, my hatred for the Broncos organization. And then they were trying to steal Aaron Rodgers for 3 years in a row. And I was just going at it with Bronco fans. So it kind of heated back up. So, you know what I mean? Screw the Broncos. All right, so we're going to keep it moving over here. And we're going to go the Saints at the Seahawks. All right, Saints are 0-2. 3% of the people on CBS land think that they can win, and I'm betting all those votes came from New Orleans. You know what I mean? And I think some of the New Orleans people went on the other side because the Seahawks at 97%. I expect the Seahawks to win this game. I don't really have a lot to say about this game. I watched the Seahawks game, I think the other day. But I'm picking the Seahawks. I don't care about the Saints. So let's get moving to a more important game. A more important game. Sunday, 3:25 p.m. Central Time. You got the Dallas Cowboys heading over to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are 0-2. You know what I mean? The Bears are 0-2. Let's take a little break. There we go. You know what I mean? That's always good to break that out. You know what I mean? But we got the Bears who are 0-2. They're at home. Cowboys are coming in. The Cowboys, 76% of the CBS land thinks that they're going to win this game. 24% have the Bears. If you're good at math, you already figured that one out. But I think, dude, you know what I mean? I don't like either of these teams. Both these teams, the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears, are probably, I think the Bears are, obviously my number one team I don't like. I think the Bears got to be or the Cowboys got to be number 3 or 4, because we got the Bears at number 1, who I don't like, then probably the Vikings, and then I think it goes Cowboys. It might go Lions next. That's what I was telling Lion fans today. I was in a comment section on Instagram, and it was a post about the most hated teams in every state. So it was shown in Wisconsin, it was Chicago, Minnesota, it was Green Bay, I think Detroit was Green Bay. Everyone's Green Bay. And I said no one cares about the Vikings or the Lions because they're nobody's number one rival. And that's how you know when you have a trash franchise. If you have a really good franchise, you're at least one team's biggest rival. Obviously the Bears and the Packers are each other's biggest rival. But the Vikings aren't the Bears' biggest rival. They're not the Lions' biggest rival. The Vikings and the Lions the Packers are their biggest rival, and they're not our biggest rival. And that's how you know it's trash franchises. If you were a good franchise, then you got another team's fan base to hate you enough that you're each other's biggest rival. So shout out to the Bears for that. That's all they accomplished in this land. But yeah, so I got the Cowboys winning this game. Everyone's talking about it. I saw a post on Twitter today talking about how great Dak Prescott is playing this year. I haven't really paid attention really because I just see losing a lot. But I think that they beat the Bears. I think the Bears are a historically bad team. You seen their coach came out today and he said he's like, yeah, we're not practicing like a championship team. Yeah, no kidding, bud. You're not playing like one either. You're 0-2, bro. Remember when he got hired, the Bears head coach, and he said something about look forward to sweeping Matt LaFleur or something, or because he did it in Detroit as a coordinator. But dude, you're not a coordinator no more, dude. You're the head coach. So I don't get how you can as a head coach coming up and saying we're not practicing like champions. That's your job, dude. That's your job. Aren't you running the practices? I mean, I get I did something I probably wouldn't say out loud. I don't know if he has HR people or people that get in his ear hey, don't say you're doing a bad job at coaching. But I think the Bears are trash. They're going to continue to be trash. And I don't think everyone's excited about Ben Johnson, but some guys are really good at being coordinators, not really good at head coaching. And it's early, so he's got time to figure this thing out. But so far, it doesn't look good. All the cockiness, all the talk, and you're 0-2, and it's not even close. I mean, it's not like you almost won. The Detroit Lions, who scored 13 points against the Green Bay Packers, the next week scored 52 against Chicago. So what does that say? Does that say the Packers are the greatest team of all time, or the Bears are really trashy? I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think the Packers are the greatest team of all time. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying I think the Packers are really good, and the Bears are really horrible. I don't know what it says about the Lions either. We'll have to find out. But I think the Bears are bad. They're going to lose a bunch of football games this year, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. So let's get to some chat over here about this game because the people want to talk about it. You know what I mean? When do we even take the Saints? I don't know. Let's get moving over here. Yo, Matt, what's up? Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. Aaron's got the Cowboys winning this game. But Philly Boy says, not sure why I got Dallas. No, I think we know why. I think we know why. It's because the Bears suck. Phil says, Dak wouldn't be so bad if he was humble. I don't know. I never really heard him say anything too braggadocious. I'm not sure where you're coming from, but yeah, maybe. Our older girls don't get the hate we have against Cowboys. They only have seen us beat them. Yeah, dude, because that's from the 90s, dude. That Cowboys hatred runs from the 90s, dude. That's from my childhood. My friend on like whatever 7th grade was a Cowboys fan. And, you know, I mean, I wasn't having a good time. I mean, wasn't having a good time back then. And then I remember one time Michael Irvin, I talk about this all the time, but Michael Irvin, like at an interview after they beat the Packers, said they liked playing the Packers. It's like a practice. Yeah, I didn't care for that at all. But what is up, Erica? Thanks for jumping on over here. And what is up, Frosty? All right, we're going to keep moving with the picks over here. But yeah, I got the Cowboys win that game. I think the Bears are probably the worst team in the league again. They're probably going to, you know, have a year next year. They're going to try to figure some stuff out, fire the coach, get a new quarterback. I think we've seen this one before, you know what I mean? But here we go. We got the next one. We have the Cardinals, who are 2-0, and they're taking on the San Francisco 49ers, who are also 2-0. All right, we got ourselves a ball game here, people. All right, so this is at 3:30 on Sunday, dude. That's a game you got to watch, you know what I mean? So the Niners, a team who we hate, you know, Packer fans, they got our number in the playoffs. But let me say this before I get into that, because I know I always got Niner fans, you know, especially one in particular on Facebook, you know what I mean? I'm not going to name them. But always trolling. And I get it because the Niners have the Packers number. Come playoff time, the Packers have lost to the Niners. I've been there, row 2 as it happened, corner of the end zone, brutal. But I will say this, dude, the Niners never do anything after that. They never do anything after that. The Niners beat the Packers in the Super Bowl and then, or in the playoffs, and they've made the Super Bowl, but they haven't won it. The Packers have 2 Super Bowl championships since the last Niners championship. 1994. 1994. What were you doing in 1994? You know, I know what I was doing. I ain't gonna talk about it. But I hate the Niners. Is what I'm trying to tell you. They get us, but like, what are you gonna do? I'm taking the Cardinals in this game. I know. It was mostly what was it over here? Let me look. 70% of people said the Niners are going to win this game, but I am not going with the crowd. I am not a follower. I am a leader. Say it with me, people. All right, so let's see who people are picking over here. Aaron says Cardinals on the road. You know what I mean? They're going to win. They're going to San Fran, and they're going to dominate that. Kevin says, I hate the 49ers too. He's not saying they're going to lose, though. So, you know what I mean? He's not that. So Frosty says Arizona. Is that a question, Frosty? No. It's gonna be a Cardinals win. Flex Dex in the building. At this point, the Bears should tank and go get Archie Manning. Dude, that's the thing with the Bears, dude. That's all they do. They just tank. But the problem is they pick the wrong quarterback, or they ruin them. You know what I mean? But that's my thoughts on that game. I think the Cardinals win. I don't know if it's more in my heart. I hope they win, but I would love to see the Niners get knocked off there. So let's keep it moving over here. Now we got Sunday Night Football. We have the 0-2 Chiefs heading out to New Jersey to take on the New York Giants, who are also 0-2. But is there anyone who doesn't think that the Chiefs are going to absolutely just blow out the Giants right here? Giants are 0-2. I'm going to be going to, New Jersey this year. I'm going to be going to that Giants-Packers game. That should be interesting. Never went to an away game. Never went to a city bigger than like Milwaukee, Madison. That's like the top right there. I was in Minnesota one time, but I don't know where I was. I don't know if I was in a city. Anyways, I digress. But the Chiefs at New York, the Chiefs are playing angry. They're 0-2. They're not supposed to be 0-2. The loss to the Eagles, that had to hurt. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. Chiefs Kingdom had to have been pouting a little bit. You know what I mean? But I expect the Chiefs to really step it up and really take it to them. Really, take out their aggression a little bit about being 0-2. I think I don't think anyone disagrees with me. I want to get to a few comments here. Phil Jones says 49ers by 7. Frosty says I don't know what he's talking about there. Let's keep it moving. Erica says, and what's your prediction for the Packers and Browns game? I picked the Packers. I picked the Packers to win big. I think it's going to be a total domination. But here we go. Aaron says the Chiefs. Yeah, absolutely. Iowa Joe's tapping in. He says Ramage going to end up wearing cement shoes when he goes to Jersey. No, I'm always nice to New Jersey folks. I like New Jersey people. They have a cool accent. I like The Sopranos. It's one of my favorite shows. All love to everyone in New Jersey. You know what I mean? And Philadelphia, that whole surrounding area. New York, you're all awesome. You know what I mean? Don't kill me. Here we go. We're going to keep it moving over here. The last game, all right, Monday Night Football. The Detroit Lions go into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. And let's talk about this, fine people. The Detroit Lions, who are 1-1. I forget where that last one came from. No, I don't. It was in Lambeau Field, but 17% of CBS land thinks Detroit's going to win. And 83% got Baltimore. And dude, this is a big test for Detroit, all right? Because they got dominated against the Packers. They were not in control of that game at any point. The Packers totally took over that game. They only scored 13 points, and that last touchdown was garbage. And they're going in to play Baltimore because, after the Packers lost, they beat up the Bears, which it's the Bears, you know what I mean? But they still scored 52 on them. So you got to, get some respect. Obviously, the Lions are a good football team. But now they're taking on the Baltimore Ravens at Baltimore. So, if they can go into Baltimore and beat the Ravens, I think they show everyone, all right, that first game was a fluke. We weren't ready. You know what I mean? But I expect the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. And I don't think anyone's, surprised by that. But it is going to be a heck of a game, dude. Lions and Ravens. Dude, I'll be live streaming for that game, so we're going to watch that together. So be sure to tap into the live stream. Monday Night Football. Detroit at Baltimore. I think it's going to be a classic. I think the schedule this season, the NFL did an absolute great job. And I know it's not like picked randomly. It's not picked selectively. It's a system. You got to play these. But all these games are really matching up really good. They're picking good. Monday Night Football, Lions, Ravens. That's a great Monday Night Football game. So many years we get we get a team they thought was going to be good and against a team that is, and then it's trash. You know what I mean? It's going to be an absolute great game. With or without Alexander. He didn't play last week, I saw. Maybe he'll be ready. We shall see. We shall see.
We interrupt the Matt Ramage Show with breaking news. We interrupt the Matt Ramage Show with breaking news. Hi, everybody. This is the producer, codename Vince. I am breaking protocol. I did okay this with the boss, Mr. Ramage, beforehand. Now, some of you may know me as Steve Z. I am one of the fellow fans of Matt Ramage, and I have been with you guys for the past few years watching this man grow. Now, the reason I am breaking through is the man you see on the screen before you recently hit 100,000 followers. That is a very big achievement. Now, a lot of us have been watching him for the past few years. We've been watching him grow, and we are very proud of him. So, I know I speak for all of us on this. At least I hope I do. Maybe except for a few Bears fans that are probably watching. But I put something together, and this is for Matt from all of us. Okay, Matt? This is for you.
All right. Hey, let's see. And then the guy says to me, next year the Bears are winning the division. I know, it's crazy, right? Your Green Bay Packers are 2-0, knocking off the Detroit Lions and the Washington Commanders. Two teams in the playoffs for the... These fans, like when Parsons jogged onto the field, bro. Like, I wasn't even there, and I could feel the excitement flowing through all Lambeau.
We were at the Green Bay Packers game on Thursday night football. People, let's have ourselves a game. Give me a beer.
Stop scrolling. Who the hell told you to look this good? Huh? Who told you to look this good?
All right, dude. That was I didn't know that he was gonna post that or put that up there, but that was awesome, dude. I appreciate that, Steve or Vince. I have no words really.
No,
I
no
appreciate
one
everyone.
knows my real name anymore. Remember, it's Vince. It's Vince.
Yeah, it's Vince. We can call you Vinny. No, but I don't know what to say. I appreciate that. I appreciate people who follow me. 100,000 followers. I didn't know that I would ever get there, but it's awesome that people enjoy what I'm doing. You know what I mean, Vince? I'm gonna get to some of these comments. Yeah, dude, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Philly Boy. I appreciate y'all who watch. I'm not a very I don't know what to say in this situation. I don't like taking compliments. It's kind of weird for me, but I truly appreciate people who watch me. There's so many options of people who do live streams, people who do podcasts. There's in Packer World. There's so many options. So like for people to follow me and like give me their time to tune in. It means the world to me, and I truly appreciate it. Appreciate people like Vince, who I meet just in my stream, and now he's producing my show and making it so much better. And the people I've met throughout this, I have so many friends, Phil, so many people I've met at tailgates and talk to like all the time, who are always in the comment section. It's just amazing. It's cool what you can do on social media if you use it for good. You know what I mean? So shout out to Vince, being the best producer in the game, and that was an outstanding video. You know what I mean? Let's give a hand to Vince, though. I will say this, with Vince being in my corner and helping me with these graphics, these streams are going to get so much better. We're perfecting it a lot. Like, I'm going to be handling the comments throughout the game streams. He's going to handle all the graphics. I think that we're the ultimate duo, and I'm so glad that we found each other and that he, said, hey, I'll help you with this thing, because I wasn't going to ask for sure. And then he ends up being really awesome at it. Ends up being really, really good at it. So I think we're going to make some magic together. We're going to put out some good streams.
We're actually like two kids in the candy store.
Yeah, we're gonna make some good streams. The game streams this season are going to be so fun. We have so much fun graphics planned. We have so much cool stuff. But really, I just want to say thanks, dude. Appreciate everyone who tunes in. People are watching now, and you know what I mean. What else can you say there, Vince?
Hey, all I can say is I'm proud to be part of this Ramage family. There's some terrific people watching. I mean, all the names that pop in on the comments, I've seen a lot of these names the last few years when I've been part of it, and it's one big terrific family. I'm very proud to be part of this.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. We're gonna have a good time, dude. We are all a family over here. That's like the point of this, is like to build a community, and you see the same faces, some new ones. It's absolutely amazing what you can do over here. I want to throw some comments up here. What's up, Joe? Always enjoy your stuff, especially when you make us laugh. You know what I mean? That's what I try to do. I try to have a good time. But I appreciate everyone showing some love. What's up, Erica? And I think with that, make sure that you get your picks in. Thursday Night Football is tomorrow. I will be right here doing Thursday Night Football. So be sure to get your picks in so you can win. And we have that giveaway, the 100,000 follower giveaway on Facebook. So if you're seeing this on YouTube or whatever, or listen to the podcast, and you have a Facebook account, go over on Facebook, get in the giveaway, because I'm going to be giving away Packers gift card, Packers Pro Shop gift card, $130. That's the exact amount it costs for a jersey over at Packers Pro Shop. So even if you don't live in Wisconsin, I think you could probably use it online. I'll buy it. I'll go down there and buy it. But not affiliated with the Packers or the Packers Pro Shop. I think I gotta say that. They might sue me. I'm not sure how that works. But appreciate y'all watching. Go Pack Go. Hang out with us on Thursday. And the Packers stream, Packers Browns, is going to be so good. We got so many cool graphics that we're just starting this thing. So come hang out with us during the Packer game. This is going to be the most insane Packers stream. We're going to take this up to another level. You know what I mean? Tell them. All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Big shout out to Vince for being the best producer in the game, and I appreciate everyone for being the best chat in the game. I feel like we have something special, and we're just getting started. You know what I mean? Go Pack Go. We're out of here. Happy Wednesday.